they told you how much is based on sort of the? I know Jed said he charts everything.
Yeah, he charts everything.
Is the decision based a lot on the charting? Is it based on their feel?
No, because you've got guys that drop passes that are detrimental to the chart. You got missed assignments, offsides, stuff like that. So at the end of the day, it comes down to they know and they're coaching. They've coached the position before, and it doesn't come down to just a bunch of numbers on a white piece of paper. It comes down to what they feel and who has led the offense the best.
You said at the end of spring you felt comfortable saying that you thought you were ahead of the race. You guys are about to the end of fall camp.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're ahead of the?
I feel good. I feel very, very good about this whole situation and being able to lead this offense. But again, it's coach's decision, and we'll see what happens.
Wilton, Jim said on some serious interview that you and O'Corn were kind of engaging in some gamesmanship with calling. I mean, were you really trying to keep it from each other that you call receivers?
No, that kind of blew out of proportion, and he thought it was funny. We all kind of thought it was funny. There was times we would always text each other and say like, "Hey, I'm going to throw with these guys right now. Can you?" And if he couldn't, I'd be like, "Okay." And then if he would text me and say, "I'm going to throw with these guys. Can you come?" And if I couldn't, I wouldn't come. And I think the receivers thought it was like kind of funny and everyone, the offensive linemen, everyone to blow the whole competition out of proportion this summer. And if John would get here 5 minutes before me one day, I'd walk in and the lineman would be like, "Ooh, John was here 5 minutes earlier. Who's going to start?" So I think that just kind of grew into kind of like a joke. But then when you guys got a hold of it, it just turned into like turmoil or whatever. But no, it was fine. It was funny.
I couldn't hear you over there. I mean, do you expect Jim to tell you? Has he already told you who the starter is?
I don't expect him to.
You're gonna wait till game day.
Yeah,
Really?
if you get the sense you don't if Amara Darbo doesn't need Coach Harbaugh to say you're a really great wide receiver. Like it's known that he's a really great wide receiver, and Jake Butt doesn't need to be told he's an All-American tight end every day. He knows he's an All-American tight end. So as we get closer to the game, people know, and you don't need to hear this or that from Coach. John doesn't need to hear if he's going to be the starter. I don't need to hear if I'm going to be the starter, and Shane doesn't need to hear it either. So we'll just feel it out. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying as a collective, like offense and players, you don't need to hear like you're the guy.
Are you guys still taking even reps with the ones offense?
I don't really count reps. I don't really take that into consideration. I just focus on the plays that I have at hand and doing them to the best of my ability. It's very diplomatic.
What did you give up this summer in order to get where you hope you've gotten?
Yeah.
I heard at one point you said you weren't going to play any golf.
Yeah, I played a lot less golf. The 2 summers before, I would, when I had any free time, I'd be like, all right, let's get out to the links and play some. But yeah, this summer I, kept the clubs in the garage and just didn't really hit it as much. And I didn't go home as much either. I think the past 2 summers I'd gone home a lot more just to hang with the family and stuff. And they understood. I said, look, I've got to stay up here and just grind it out. Because I don't want to look back in camp at this time right now and say, I wish I had done more. I wish I didn't tee it up as much, in June, July, or August. So,
what did you do with that extra time?
I was in here,
film room stuff.
Yeah, just in Shem, throwing with guys, watching film, throwing with that guy, Jake. Just doing anything I could that involved football. Went out to California a couple times, trained with Steve Clarkson and some other guys out there. Just anything that involved a football, I was involved in more.